Some people call them optical illusions and others call them tricks of the eye. Scientifically, the term is apparent motion. Come join us as we talk about the science behind optical illusions and learn a little about how cartoons and animated movies are created. Hi, it's Rhoda from the West Springfield Public Library. Optical illusions happen when your brain sees an image in a way that is different from how the image actually appears. So do optical illusions trick the eyes or the brain? That is a question scientists have been trying to answer for centuries. And the answer is, it's a little of both, since the eyes and the brain work together in a term that's called perception of vision. When you see an object, what is happening? Our eye sends visual information to the brain. The channel of communication between the retina and the optic nerve at the back of the eye and the brain trying to interpret what we see. They all work together to make sense of what's in front of us. But if the image doesn't make sense, it's up to the brain to make up something that does. That's optical illusion. One optical illusion that's had a huge impact on our whole culture is the illusion of apparent motion. You see this illusion every time you watch cartoons or an animated movie. It's probably difficult to imagine a time when no television and no movies and no cartoons. But believe it or not, those times weren't so long ago. So what did kids do? Well, one popular toy was made before movies were created, and it has something that is called a Thaumatrope, which is the project we are going to make today. Thaumatropes were invented by an English physician named J.A. Paris in 1826. It is credited for being the first cinematographic device, and it shows something interesting about how the eye works. They're made up by mounting two images on either side of a disc. Usually the images go together, like a bird in a cage or a fish in a bowl. And when you rotate the disc, images from the two sides come together into one image. This happens because the image produced by the retina lingers for 1/10 to 1/20th of a second. Your brain can't interpret that change quick enough, and so it blends the two images together. Other advances in movement of still images include, get this one, a phenakistoscope. That is a disc that's decorated with a pattern that moves when you spin the disc. You can create animations by drawing a series of images around the edges, the outer edges of the disc. More advanced than a Thaumatrope, because this is a toy used for multiple images, and now your eye sees animated movement instead of just a still picture. There is also a Zoetrope, which is similar, except that it takes the shape of a cylinder instead of a disc. The images are placed along the inside wall of the cylinder, and when you spin the cylinder, you see the animation. And then there are flip books. This is an easy project that you might want to try at home as well. Just put a stack of heavyweight paper, like index cards, together with a staple or, in my case, a binder clip. Each page in the stack has a slightly different variation of the image than the previous card. And when you thumb through the stack quickly, you see a series of images and it turns into movement. So here you see mine, I did, and I just have a little red dot, and each one shows a little red dot going farther down the picture. So when you put it together, you ready? Of course, the process of making an animated film picture would be much longer and be much more involved, sometimes taking several years. Until recently, when we watch cartoons or movies, it looks like the characters on the screen are moving around, but in fact, what you're seeing is many still pictures flashing before your eyes. So how does this work? As I mentioned earlier, our brains are seeing individual stills shown together quickly. Our brains put all the pieces together and fill in the blanks, or the missing images that make the motions in the cartoons look smooth, giving the illusion of the objects moving. Think about this another way. when somebody blinks. They don't see a brief black screen because our brain fills that image that it assumes they would see if the eyes were not closed. The phenomenon is called persistence of vision. Let me show an example of an animated movie development.
It's called stop motion animation. The creator of this video shows how taking quick video clips while moving an object slightly between frames creates a wonderful little movie with objects as simple as 2 pieces of clay. Here is the final product from his work.
On to our project. Your Science Rocks bag should have a 3-inch foam disc, a wooden skewer, and a set of circles. One has a bird and a cage combination. The second has a snow globe and snowmen. The third set I have left blank in case you'd like to experiment with your own design. You'll need to provide your own coloring materials, pencils, crayons. I used colored pencils for mine, and a glue stick. First, color your designs.
Cut each circle along the line.
Place your colored designs on either side of the foam disc using the glue stick. Be careful. The pictures need to be facing the same direction. Now stick the pointy end of the skewer into the foam, making sure it goes in evenly so there's an even amount of surface on each side of the stick. And then that's it. Rub the stick together between your palms to make the stick move back and forth. Set your Thaumatrope a-whirling and it becomes one image. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this session of Science Rocks. For December 17th project, we will be talking about circuits and we're going to be making a light up card. Hope to see you then. Until then, have a good day and we'll see you next time.